So we've got Jurgen Klopp and we've got Thomas Tuchel, and it's the battle of the German managers. Right, hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV. Welcome to another match preview that is taking place in the Premier League, that is taking place tomorrow. It is Liverpool, it is versus Chelsea, it is at Anfield, and it will be a saucy game. I'm very interested, I'm very invested, not just as a Liverpool fan, but a football fan into this game for many type of reasons, because I feel styles make fights, and I feel like this is one of them situations where when you look at both teams' styles, you look at both teams' circumstances, when you look at the managers, it's a very interesting game of football that we have to present ourselves. We have Klopp versus Tuchel. Now, I want to know in the comments down below, who do you think is the better manager? Obviously, overall, there should only really be one answer. But when I ask that question, I ask it because the only thing Klopp has on Tuchel is longevity. And they haven't really had very similar careers. But let's try and compare what they have done at respective clubs. Now, obviously, both of them really became mainstream managers after their time or during their time at Dortmund. Obviously, Klopp had a few years at Dortmund. He won a Bundesliga, took them to a Champions League final. Was very, very successful in many different aspects. Now, Thomas Tuchel, what did he do at Dortmund? He might have got a few top four finishes, got them back from that ascendance that they had with Jurgen Klopp in the last season. Other than that, there was nothing too mad to say that he out-achieved Jurgen Klopp in any way. But again, he never had the time that Jurgen Klopp did. So that's fine. We can't really judge them both there. Anyway, we move on to where Tuchel moved to PSG, into France. He wins the league with them, and kind of rightly so. But also, to be fair, there was a chance maybe the league could have been taken off PSG if the league was to continue. There was a few other teams doing well. That being said, they got given the trophy and they made it to a Champions League final, which they fell short in. So when you're comparing resumes, when you both look at what they've done at Dortmund, Klopp done real better, and then when you look at what Tuchel's done at PSG compared to what Klopp's done at Liverpool, for example, again, you know, Klopp's kind of outperformed Tuchel in them aspects. So I'm not trying to say that's the only substance you should take for Klopp being a better manager than Tuchel. There is other factors that come into it, and I'm not trying to downgrade Tuchel by saying Klopp's better. It's just there's areas there where we can see that Klopp is the more achieved manager. But now let's talk about tactics. Let's talk about who's going to control this game. And who in that aspect is the better manager? Has Tuchel improved since he's left Germany, since he's left France? I think he very much has. I think now he's got more of an idea and more of an eye for his team controlling the game. His team, because one thing Tuchel realises, he's got a squad that's on paper a lot better than other squads in the league, many other squads in the league. So even though you see teams like Leicester doing well, see teams like Everton doing well, that's all well and good. But he knows that he's got players like Ziyech, he's got players like Kai Havertz, he's got Kante, he's got winners in that team, he's got Thiago Silva. He's got world-class ballers who can and have experience within themselves of controlling a game of football. That's one thing Chelsea kind of lost under Frank Lampard. So I know they're not scoring an extravagant amount of goals. I know that it can be quite a bit boring to watch. Very similar to how we've been playing before the Sheffield United game. Getting a lot of chances, getting a lot of possession, just not quite being able to take them. That's why this game really interests me. Can he out-tactic Jurgen Klopp in a time where we are vulnerable? Can he get the best out of our weaknesses? Obviously, it's still unknown. The press conference is still yet to be done. Maybe when you're watching this, it's completed, but we're still unknown on the information when it comes to Fabinho, Alisson and Jota. That'll have a big factor into it. There's a lot of reasons why I'm excited about this game of football. Obviously, as a Liverpool fan, now not as much, because, Jesus Christ, we need 3 points here. There's just no doubt about it. There's no too shiny shouts about it, mate. 3 points is the only thing we can get. It's at Anfield, so what if we lose this game? We would have lost however many games at Anfield now, so I don't even want to think about that, because I haven't looked at that stuff, and quite frankly, I don't really want to. But, as I was touching on before, Jota, Fabinho and Alisson, I'm going to need to take into consideration when it comes to the predicted lineup and whatnot. Get in the comments down below who you would start. I'm going to say who I would start and then who I think will come into the team. So again, barring these players are fit, you will know that information by the time of watching this video. If not, look at the comments because they'll probably be there. I'm going to go with Alisson in goal, Robertson left back, Trent right back, I'm going to need to get a little notepad, won't I? Or something like that for the next video. I'll sort that out. Anyway, Alisson in goal, if he's available. Obviously, with the passing of his dad, I wouldn't expect him to be jumped right back into action. But we also don't know. Some of these players are built of different stuff, so maybe that will be the case. So Alisson in goal, Robertson left back, Trent right back. Now this is where it gets a little bit more spicy. If Fabinho is available, I think it's going to be him, and I think it's going to be Kabak. That's the way I think it's going to be. If you're asking me, I'm maybe thinking it's going to be a partnership of Nat Phillips and Fabinho, because I just don't see anything that Nat Phillips has done wrong to this point. Obviously, I know Kabak needs more experience, but, you know, if you look at one player that's a lone player and one player that is actually ours, Nat Phillips is actually our player. So, you know, why not give him more game time and see if he can improve? So that's the way I'd set out the back four and the goalkeeper. Then in the midfield, this is where it gets a little bit more spicy. I'd go with Curtis Jones, because he's undroppable right now. I feel like everyone can kind of agree on that point if you're a Liverpool fan. Then I'd go with Thiago and Gini. I would love to get Fabinho back into the midfield, but I can't at the moment, to be honest with you people. It's one of them things where we need that cover at the back. Kabak and Nat Phillips have done okay to this point, especially for what I thought they were going to do. They've actually exceeded expectations, but it doesn't mean it's going to work against Chelsea, even though they're struggling to score goals. So that's why I go with that cover. Fabinho at the back, Gini in the middle with Thiago and with Curtis. Then the front three. This is where we have a lot more fun. If Jota is fit, I've got Mane on the right, I've got Jota on the left, and I've got Salah in the middle. If you're asking me, but if you're asking Klopp, I feel like it'll be the usual front three in Firmino, Salah on the right, and Mane on the left. Now, I actually want to ask you one more question before I give you the score prediction. I saw a tweet from James Pearce, and he was basically talking about the front three and how it's coming towards an end. And I kind of agree. I feel like, you know, not all of them will be done at the same time, but, you know, when it comes to Mane, Firmino and Salah, that trio it's on the other side of the hill. Let's just say that. They're not shit, but it's on the other side of the hill. We've had some great memories, and even other teams showed the examples that you do need to change every once in a while. It's just a fact. And James Pearce came out and he was saying, maybe now we're going to start to see a slow sort of... Death would be a very strong word, wouldn't it, James? You know, not death. What's the word that I'm looking for? Like, just breaking apart that front three. We're now starting to see it, and it's going to be a very slow process. Is the best way I can sort of explain it to you. That's what James Pearce feels we should do. Let me know what you think on that front. I feel like we should as well. And if you're going to ask me what piece should be taken out first, well, a lot of factors come into it. You know, I'd need to really look into the situation about Mane contracts, all this other things, because that's what FSG will be looking at. But from my old sort of very invalid point of view, I would say Bobby Firmino. That's just me. But I can understand why some people would want the qualities that he still does possess, which is very good link-up play, very good box-to-box. Just for me, doesn't get enough goals in that position. But let me know what you think about that situation, because I thought that was a decent little thing to bring up. Score prediction, very interesting. Like I said, we're playing at Anfield. I really should have looked at the previous games we've lost. Everton was the last home game winning. So I believe this could actually be the 5th home loss consecutively, or the 4th home loss consecutively, which will be very interesting if that is the case, after going on the longest ever home winning streak of all time. But hey, yo, you know, that's football, that's 2021. I'm going to say 2-1 to Liverpool. I'm going to be optimistic. I always feel more confident against the bigger sides. For better or for worse, that's how I feel. I feel like this could be a game where Jurgen Klopp could maybe build a bit more momentum off the back of that Sheffield win. I'm very, very intrigued to see how we're going to set up in this game, in terms of the fact that, like I said, us and Chelsea have been playing very similar. That being said, even though we've got similarities within our game, Jurgen Klopp just had a change of approach in his last game against Sheffield United, where he was putting Robbo on left wing, he was putting Mane inside forward, Firmino, then Salah inside forward, then he had Trent up there. He just had a very different system. It was like he had 5 attackers all at once. It was crazy to watch, and it worked, and it was effective. And if we go with that, then I have a lot more confidence for this game. But let me know in the comments down below whether you're confident, your score predictions and line-up predictions. But people, thank you for watching this video. Smash a like, subscribe, big up the Redmonds Army, and I will see you all later. Peace out.